right, so episode 73. All right.
4. We just discussed this.
Say
We're not even high.
I'm
Right
not
now.
touching marijuana today.
episode 74.
Ferguson is in Vegas. This is Vegas, James.
Yes, it is. All right.
Not the This Is Vegas podcast, which is coming to you guys soon. I know that the masses out there are really looking forward to it. I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting, but just know when it does drop, it'll be well worth your wait.
James Weeks, I read your comments. You're a funny man. All right.
James Weeks, Fast and Furious fucking sucks balls. Eat my ass.
Hey, man, nothing stronger than family.
Welcome back to All Sorts of Sports.
That's Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, go ahead. Do your All Sorts of Sports shit. You gonna get it out?
All sorts of sports.
Cool. All right.
All sorts
Episode
of sports.
74.
Yep.
We've been having fun because I can't pronounce words and shit, but we do have some serious news to get to. Over July 4th weekend, NHL goalie Matiss Kivlenieks, okay, passed away because of a mortar firework hit him in the chest. It was originally reported that he passed away because he hit his head when he fell, running out of a hot tub, but he actually got struck in the chest and passed away.
Yeah,
and he was at his coach's house, which is crazy.
I guess there was the guy who was running the fireworks was a professional. He was trained, and I guess the display had a malfunction where it just leaned down a little bit too far.
Oh, shit.
And started launching them in the wrong direction. And yeah, so when they called the medics, originally he was breathing, but they were like, you need to get someone here. And by the time they got there, the damage to his heart and his lungs was, I guess, too much for the rest of his body to take. So real sad story, real good goalie. Only made like 7 or 8 starts that I can remember.
Was he like 24?
24.
Only 24.
Yeah, so
yeah.
That's very sad. Very sad.
Rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace.
Okay. For sure. So, I mean, to me, this is the biggest news this week because news just keeps coming. Sha'Carri, right?
Yep,
Sha'Carri Richardson, who was supposed to be on the Olympics, the U.S. Olympics, but 4x1 also, and the 100-meter team did not make it because of a failed drug test. Nothing performance enhanced related, but marijuana. She said that she found out that her mother passed away from a reporter doing an interview with her. She didn't know how to cope with it, so she smoked some weed. She was in a legal state, but I mean, if you're talking about the Olympics, it's international, so don't matter if you were in Oregon or wherever. So, yeah. So now she's on the team. Yep. Did you guys hear it?
Yeah, it's well, I'm on her side because I think the whole point of their drug testing is to test for PEDs. And if you're going to discover something outside of PEDs, isn't it supposed to be treatment first? Right?
But is there like a treatment for marijuana though?
I know, but I'm saying if they're going to find it to be an illegal substance, you can't get addicted to marijuana. But I'm saying like if you're going to find an illegal substance, banning them from the sport doesn't work, right? And like she's worked super hard to be in the position she's at, and it's just a real shame. On the flip side, though, I do see the other argument. Like, here are the rules. If you want to compete, follow these rules. I think it's a stupid fucking rule. I think a lot of rules are stupid, but I see that argument. It's just a shitty situation for her, because I think we're all losing out by not getting to watch her run.
Mm-hmm.
I think the world's losing out by not getting to watch her run. It was just America's birthday. Fuck yeah. And we want our best athletes at the Olympics, right? And she's clearly the fastest that we have. And she's worked really hard. It just sucks. These kind of stories really suck.
Yeah. I feel bad for the situation for her, as far as like the situation and everything that's happened. Especially like, losing your mom and having a reporter like tell you that, like that's nuts to me. Like I couldn't imagine that. There's been a lot of discourse about this on Twitter. I even like had a little back and forth with a friend of mine. So my thing about it is, I don't necessarily like, I'm not like on the side of, like let her run. Like, hey, everybody has to follow these rules. So if you know that this is coming, you got to deal how you got to deal. Now, if you want to get into it, I don't know who she knows, who is in her circle, but I'm pretty sure people have faked drug tests before. So
yeah,
not sure. I don't know if it's harder to do it because it's Olympic level, but they do it in the pro sports all day.
Is this your insider information?
No. I'm just saying. And so I don't know. Like,
where's Ontario Smith and the Wizinator when you need it?
But I do feel bad that she can't run at all, and it's like that part I do want to address, because if I remember correctly, the suspension is over by the time it will be time for her to run in the relays. Right. But they're not allowing that, and that's where I have an issue personally. Okay. That's my issue, and so I'll let K-Dot go.
Yeah, I think that that part of it's a little hard to swallow, in the sense of like, by the time that the race itself would have the suspension itself was over, I think the people are taking this and going too far with it, is what I'm saying, as far as in the discourse itself. Look, the rule is stupid as shit. There's no getting around it. Like, the rule itself is dumb. Same way you feel in the NFL when Josh Gordon has spent the last how many years sitting outside looking in. And we were talking about whether or not weed is addictive. You can be addicted to weed, but it has more about your addictive personality. Same way you can be addicted to food or anything else. And there is treatment for that, because that is something going wrong. Yeah, Ryan, exactly. There is an element of that. Now, with her, there isn't that Josh Gordon, Ricky Williams level of, oh my God, she's abusing this stuff, or she's doing that. Her mom died. And it happened on the national stage. Like, her having to comprehend those feelings when you're about to reach the pinnacle of what people spend their entire lives trying to do. There's a lot, and you want to get away for a second, and you can smoke a little bit of pot and do it. Any one of these athletes should be able to do that and not have to worry about them missing out on the Olympic Games. That being said, right now the rules exist the way the rules are. I will give them credit that they have it's the shortest suspension, I think, in the history that they've ever given for this offense. So you can see them trying to work with her. I think people are trying to make this a racial thing. I think people are trying to make this more the way, if there's anything, maybe you go from a political aspect, that the IOC doesn't want more American fucking sprinters winning shit. Maybe it's become a Jamaican versus American thing too. There's a Jamaican element, but I'm trying to leave that part alone just because I'm got my Jamaican blood in me, so I'm trying to leave that. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Okay, hey, that's fair. I just wanted to call. I'm leaving that alone. I get it.
Speak on it.
No, he can speak on it. I'm not touching it. There is.
I wasn't touching it either.
I'm not fucking touching it. So, look, man. When it comes to sprinting, Usain Bolt, that Jamaican just started feeling proud on that end. But whatever. Look, it's a shitty situation. But I mean, when you get a lot of people that just talking out their ass, Emmanuel Acho, you fucking.
That's why I was laughing, Ryan. Laughing. I remember that shit.
What?
I remember Emmanuel Acho's tweet talking about like, yeah, how far could we go? Like if she had a javelin, she could kill somebody.
This stupid motherfucker. The thing that people that don't how do you know you're a narc friend that's never tried weed? You think that because weed stays in your system for 30 days, you're high the entire time, you fucking moron. Like this just and I think what he came out yesterday and apologized and said, I've learned. Like, I'm glad you guys flamed me because I've learned now. Now let me go back to my YouTube series, Conversations with a Black Man Who's Never Smoked Fucking Weed in His Life. Fuck you. It's just there's a lot of just dumb shit being said. But I mean, the rule should be changed. If there's anything to be talked about, we need to be talking about this rule has to change. It has to change. Yep. I don't want, look, it's over. She's not running. Right. But we need to stop this from happening ever again.
That's
the more I think about it, the reason that is most apparent to me for them leaving her off the relay is press.
Yeah.
That's the, like, if you are an Olympic coach, you, like any other coach, are insane and you want to win, probably at the cost of, your health, your family health. Like, coaches are nuts. Like, even you seem like little league coaches are nuts. Like, I can't imagine if you're an Olympic, relay coach, right? And that's the only rationale I can see for them leaving her off the team. And look, I think as an American, I want to win every fucking medal at the Olympics, but I can also see the reason why they would do that. It sucks, but
one last thing I wanted to mention is that I said that the people are trying to make this a racial thing. There is a racial component to it that I did want to speak to just a little bit, which is the
Ryan Lochte.
The way that people are speaking about her compared to the way they speak about Ryan Lochte, or even the way they speak about Michael Phelps. Like, there is a double standard sort of in the way that we're talking about it, and in the sense that when people say run, Sha'Carri, run, and now there's the backlog of all these Trumpist assholes that are basically like, no, she's got to follow rules, this, that, and the other. And it becomes now this tension that occurs unnecessarily about it. It's just shitty. Like, you come with the same energy. Like, if Ryan Lochte's just some young man that made a simple mistake when I think he was like 10 years older than she fucking was, like, you get the fuck out of here, man.
Well, Lochte's an idiot.
But, like, K-Dot, it's always going to be in it.
But we got to address it. Like, I want to make sure.
No matter what it is, if it's like something on like one side, you're going to have the other side come in and just to attack. And then you got the side that whoever is on just like going back and forth.
But you take a step outside of it all and just address it. Like, you don't need to go. I don't need to get into Twitter beef back and forth about I'm just saying, what's different between her and Ryan Lochte? And why are you using this language with her and you didn't use it with him? Like, that's the conversation that has to happen.
Yeah. I think the Michael Phelps comparison is probably the most similar, because obviously the IOC doesn't test outside of whatever their testing window is, right? And so Phelps obviously used marijuana, but then I guess either he wizinated it, or my assumption is, like, most of these athletes probably didn't smoke while training up until the Olympics, because I can tell you from experience, things in your lungs don't help you go fast.
And that's an even bigger plus for me. And there was a tweet that said,
anything's just gonna slow her down.
Right? Like, come on, I think put some respect on her name.
The biggest point to me with the Michael Phelps comparison was why Phelps was using. It was a lot of mental shit. It was anxiety and stuff, and the reason he was using, and the language that was used for Phelps in the sense of that conversation between mental health and having things occur, people aren't giving her the same sort of grace.
We all know why.
I'm just saying we have a platform to talk about it. I'm just saying I don't know if people are talking about the aspect of it.
Look, it's one
Michael
of those.
Phelps is a white male, and she's a black woman.
No, I get it, James, but we know this, but it's just a matter of, like, you have to point it out.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Right.
I just want to clarify.
It's important, and I hope that this shakes out such that the rule gets changed. I hate that it had to go about this way, but let's not forget the IOC has made a lot of questionable decisions leading up to these Olympics.
Like having Olympics in a pandemic. Yeah, that's questionable.
You're not allowed to have any political propaganda.
Same thing with UEFA.
But this is for your. It's just they're to me a troublesome bunch who won't be told what to do, and it seems like they won't change just because that's it's clearly the right thing to do, but they're so stuck in their ways. It's gonna be a little painful to watch these Olympics. I have a feeling.
Talk about UEFA.
Yeah, my final thought is just that I do think, like, I understand the suspension and everything. Like, I get it. Again, like, I get the rules are rules crowd. Okay, like, I'm not dismissing that, but I think they should let her run, let her compete. Like, we want to see her versus the Jamaican queen, who the Jamaicans think is gonna or would have smoked her boots. But we won't get that, and that sucks.
Well, I mean, like,
get her.
If she doesn't run the 100, that's cool. Like, the rules are rules, or whatever the fuck people want to say. But she should have been able to run the 4x1.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to see.
She was anchored.
Worlds are next year, though, right?
She'll be in Worlds. Yeah, in the Worlds.
Yeah, she'll be in Worlds. Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm slow as shit. Watching these people run like that, it's like one of my favorite things to do. It's like,
what do you mean these people?
That's the same thing I thought.
These athletes.
Where's the Israeli sprinting team?
Yo, we all thought the same shit at the same time.
The Israeli sprinting team is at the border of Palestine and Israel, and they're running messages back and forth.
They're running messages.
Ryan, we just fucking with you, but that was funny.
I don't know about that.
Fuck you.
I know Ryan's heart. All right, so.
So you a mean with Rachel? Never mind.
No,
all right, Perk, big Perk.
No, you T-Mac.
Hey, no.
You get your Steven Jackson on that.
I didn't even see what everybody else said.
Stack 5.
I didn't either. I didn't see everybody's.
Are we segueing? Are we going
into it? All right. So, you go ahead, Kim. I mean, K-Dot, because my mind's not there.
Okay, so what happened, what got released last week or a few days ago was audio caught from Rachel Nichols speaking to, I forget exactly who this person is in LeBron James's camp.
Bron's spokesperson.
Mm-hmm. She was
her spokesperson.
She was venting about the fact that, what's her name? Maria Taylor?
Yep.
Who's also an anchor at ESPN along with Rachel Nichols, who we're talking about, the ESPN anchor, and Keem's compatriot.
Former.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah. What we doing?
Because Keem's with her. #with her, so he left.
I mean,
I haven't said a word. Let me host this one.
It's lining up, boy.
Let me host this. Yeah, so I ended up reading the entire New York Times piece on this. Like, I had to subscribe and everything, like pay was it $4? It's I think it's $4 a month for it.
It's a good deal. Keep journalism.
No, it's a good deal. No, it's a good deal.
Journalist Keem.
I subscribe to The Athletic and PFF. I like sports. I need the fucking New York Times. What you talking about?
Well, did they have this article?
Sports news. I mean,
I know, but I don't. I mean, but they don't have pieces like that I'd ever gravitate to sports wise. The Athletic covers the Ravens and the Lakers, and I'm not going to the New York Times for coverage of the fucking Ravens or the Lakers.
No, but where do you get your news from?
Twitter. We all do.
No, you don't. This is why I have a New York Times subscription. No, it's why I have it. I read the Times in the morning and the Post.
Man, you got to wait until
then you tweet it out to us, and we can do it. I don't know.
Woj said this shit 12 hours ago. Like, what you do?
Oh, you counting for Woj now? All right, Steve.
No, motherfucker.
James, take that shovel out of your hand and throw it away. You're digging yourself too deep. Let's go.
But yeah, so
fuck you all.
But yeah, so I read that entire piece, and it was a lot. It's something that's been going on for a while, and so like I haven't really I don't know if you guys feel differently, but I haven't really seen the tension. A lot of times, example, Joe Budden, Rory Mal, you can see the tension on screen when it's there, you can see it. But I didn't know anything about it. Yeah. I would say personally, I really like what who was it? Was it Jalen?
Yeah.
Was it Jalen? No. I like what Richard Jefferson said. Richard Jefferson was I stand with Maria. I've known Rachel a long time.
Yeah.
That's literally what he said. He was he opened up. He said, "I stand with Maria. I've known Rachel a long time. Hope we can continue to
work through this." And
I love what he said.
And we'll continue to have
it's the subtlety in it. It's the subtlety in it. Just I love the way that Maria introduced Malika when she was covering the finals. First time, it is my pleasure to introduce you to Malika Andrews.
We all know my feelings about Malika Andrews.
I don't think we need to know them.
Nah, we all know them.
Yeah, I'm out.
I don't think we need
to know
that.
They're good films, just so everybody's aware.
But yeah, so let's pop it off. K-Dot, what are your thoughts?
All right, so
what was that?
I don't know. There's a lot.
I need that on loop. I need that on loop. I'm not
gonna do it though because you're gonna record the shit. Fuck's sake.
I might put myself on the loop. I don't know. I like my sex sounds. The idea,
bruh.
Look, this is talking about this entire thing is it's a weird dynamic, right? Because I know that I've even said here on this that I was a Rachel Nichols fan. I've said on this pod before that I was a Rachel Nichols fan, especially when we're talking about her and Jimmy Butler and whatever's happening there.
It's so bizarre to me too, because Rachel Nichols was a women's in sports broadcasting pioneer.
Yeah, but the idea that you know what? Fuck it. Fuck sugarcoating. Right? Let's just go to it.
Yay.
Anything that Rachel Nichols has said in that in that recorded phone call, even though she's an idiot for leaving her camera on. I mean, you don't know how basic technology works. She is no different than any other white person I know. And the reason I say this is that as much as on a surface level, as much as on a I think that a lot of white people's hearts are in the right place as far as trying to be allies. When push comes to shove, if it comes between something getting in their way and allyship, your black ass getting kicked to the curb. And I think that there is an element of that. I know my girlfriend is white, and me and her have had a conversation.
I'm offended right now, but continue. Go ahead.
me and my girlfriend have had this. So my girlfriend is white. And me and her have had the conversation as far as what racism itself means and what does it mean to be a true ally. And I think this is also going to be controversial to say, but I'm not going to back down from it. I think that to be a true ally when you're white is to understand and to live your life knowing that you owe something. It's to know that it's not just you have to try to give back. It's that you carry a debt. What white privilege is a debt. It is that because of what happened historically, there are certain things that you carry and you will always carry that put you at an advantage. Yes, there are white people that struggle. Yes, there are white people that have had to pick themselves up by the bootstraps and work their asses off. I'm sure Rachel Nichols is one of them who has had to work her ass off to get to where it is she needs to be. But never has Rachel Nichols gotten to a position where she's been looked down upon or treated a certain way because her skin color is white. And I think that white people, if you understand that you owe, when I see the CEOs of some of the tech companies in California step down off their boards to give the jobs to a person of color, that is, I understand, I get it. You get it. I'm not saying all white people need to do this, but if you carry yourself with the mentality that you owe, you will not talk about your black colleagues in this way, ever. You won't do that. if you carry the mindset that you owe. And I think that's something that more people need to be hard on, is the conversation between allyship is a hard one. It's not an easy convo. It's an uncomfortable ass conversation. It's difficult, but it needs to happen. And I think that Rachel, while once again has worked her ass off, still was frustrated that the black girl was going to get that job or was going to be able to get that thing above her. And it bothered her. And it's just...
I'm not sure. And I want to go to Ryan right after this. I just want to say something. I'm not sure if she realizes like the magnitude of what she said, because you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think she would like to be dismissive in that way, or to attribute that woman's success to basically, you know, affirmative action. Yeah. Right. And so I can speak only a little bit to that. Hey, I have a lot of respect for Rachel, kind of like Kate. I said, I know she's worked her ass off. I think Rachel is a great host. Like I've always enjoyed hearing her. To this point, I just want to say this. Maria started here in Charlotte at ESPN, where I work now. That's where she started. She was doing SEC Network stuff. College, SEC, boom. Worked her ass off, got to college game day. Boom, worked her ass off, Sports Center / NBA Countdown. And so I just want to add that caveat, because she's worked her ass off too.
Right.
Go ahead, Ryan.
No, I just think, to K-Dot's point, and it's shocking coming from Rachel, because she was, like we've said, like one of the pioneers of having women in sports broadcasting. And obviously, because she was a woman, it was tougher for her. And, you know, she moved her way up. To forget all of that she had to overcome, which that still hasn't gone away a lot in sports broadcasting. There are more women now, but they're, you know, still far fewer. And to turn and forget that her colleague also had to go through that same thing in this particular comment, to me is mind-boggling. Like, the hurdles that she had to go through were greater because she is Black and a woman. And the fact that she's just so dismissive of all of that coming from, you know, what she's done, to me is mind-boggling. So coming from a Jew, like, I don't know what I don't have, and a male, right? I don't have a lot else to offer other than I'm just disappointed.
All right. It feels like it's the same thing that occurs, like, because you see her, she says it like, I don't want to take anything away from Maria, but not my job.
If you start that, you're about to do something that you just said you don't want to be doing.
It's the thing that I think white people don't understand a lot of times. They do. It's the same thing. Like the chick that called I still always go back to, because I thought it was the most succinct in a microcosm what it is the issue as far as Black and white people go, especially liberal white people, which is what happened last year with the dude in the park that was bird watching. I always go back to that. Is you got a girl that probably voted for every Democrat, gave money to Black Lives Matter, does all this other kind of shit. And the moment that this Negro tried to tell me something, I'm afraid for my life. And he's got to go I got to get the cops called on him. And then, hold on, I'm not racist, but it's just in this. And it's like, come the fuck on. Like, you performative bullshit compared to actual change.
Yeah, racism is in here. It's not in here.
Yeah.
All right. So, close it out. Two things. Number one, did you all see Rachel Nichols' apology on the jump after this whole news story broke?
Did I say?
I did.
Did we have the one where it's how long is Giannis's free throw?
Yep. So that's what I was going to say.
Rachel Nichols' apology.
They were talking about Rachel Nichols' apology was shorter than it takes Giannis to make to shoot a free throw, which I thought was hilarious.
Well, I thought that was hilarious, and I have have not gotten any further information on the situation, but I know, especially for me, if I have offended or if I've hurt the feelings of someone like a friend or a colleague, I'm going to reach out to them personally and deal with it, because it's not, I've already done something terrible to this person. I need to make sure that we resolve.
And to your point, Ryan, she did that. She tried that with Maria. She reached out. She was like, Maria hasn't responded. She's reached out multiple times. Maria hasn't responded. To your point.
And I think I'm hoping this is the case, that it's more out of respect for Maria than it is, I mean, she knew she was going to take flack for giving a 10-second apology, but who's she apologizing to, really talking to the camera, right? That's probably ESPN being like.
And that's strategically ESPN. Wait. What's the deal with the contract?
Hold on.
Speak to that, Seth. I can't speak to that, but there was a report that came out earlier in the week before this story hit about, again, I don't know anything. Just want to qualify that. I don't know anything. Just want to, that the story said, about, okay, so Maria's contract is up in like 3 weeks, I believe, like July 21st, 22nd, something like that. And so
I got a king.
The leak, go ahead.
Yeah, so they were saying that Maria wanted Stephen A. Smith money. That's what I read.
Yeah.
And, when like her contract was coming up, so when shit like this comes out, you know what side it's coming from. Yeah. Another issue I had with ESPN, which I will probably never forgive them for, is the fact that they had two women fighting for one spot when there was other guys in that vicinity that, don't necessarily need to be there.
Get Kendrick Perkins the fuck off the air. He sucks.
I'm talking about Woj too.
Woj is pretty. I mean, Woj breaks some shit, but I get the problematic shit. We don't need Ken Perk does not deserve to be on TV. Get his ass off. Also, there is a female that ESPN has that doesn't need to be on TV either. Molly fucking sucks. I'm sorry.
Back away from the mic. All right, what were you saying?
Nothing.
You said Molly sucks?
Molly sucks. There's a lot of people at ESPN that fucking suck.
Molly's not bad.
Molly's bad.
Here's the thing. If you
hire Molly, you probably use Jalen Rose too.
Guys. The views and opinions on this show are not in any way, shape, or form
or affiliated with ESPN or these particular views associated with Shaquem Holloway.
If you let go of Molly, you probably lose Jalen Rose too.
Huh?
Yeah.
Didn't they already lose Molly?
Huh?
I thought Jalen was on his way out. I don't know. I saw Jalen spend the 4th of July with Bill Simmons. Look like Jalen's going on the ringer. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that is okay. So I don't know if y'all want to get too deep into that, but so the fact that Maria's contract is up, it is interesting. She hasn't renewed.
Right.
And I just want to see what she'll do next and where she can go.
She's got the talent. Like, go where, one, you're going to be happy. Always be happy in your work, because if you're not, your life's going to suck. And two, if someone offers her a bag,
there are bags out there.
There are bags, especially out here right now.
There are bags to be had.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider the fact that there's a growing market of former players, right? And people like wanting to listen to former players talk. And then they have the respect of the current players, which is the report that somebody sent talking about how Woj can't talk to certain people. Right?
You can't.
But you got everybody else that used to play that can now. So, I mean, if people keep fucking around and fucking over people, they're going to go somewhere else. And then that place is going to pop off.
ESPN does not have a good track record, period, over the last, let's say, 10 to 15 years. As far as
my issue with that is that you're essentially counting on the machine to fall or fail. And it hasn't and likely won't.
It's got Disney money.
Maria's options are limited if she wants to only do broadcast, right? She can't go to, if she leaves ESPN, maybe she doesn't want to go, or maybe she can't go to ABC because that's also Disney owned. Yep. Disney owns ESPN and ABC. Mm-hmm. All right. So maybe she could do TNT, right? She's got TNT. You've got Fox and maybe NBC. CNN,
But then does she take Candace's spot?
And so that's what I'm saying. Like the options are kind of limited. And that's only, I don't have any information if she wants to stay doing just broadcast. She can do a Carrie Champion thing, have her own podcast, sign a deal somewhere and be great. Of course, cool. But maybe that's not what she wants to do.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think she has more options right now than I think she ever has as far as what it is that she's going to be able to do. Because her name's in everybody's mouth. Like, it's just where you, that kind of publicity and the contract itself being up, if you're Fox, maybe you do make a big splash with a short-term contract to give ESPN some flack for a little bit. Like, it's there is some room for that. Like, if you look, Jamel Hill's exit from ESPN was not nice. If you're looking from a woman's standpoint, people just found out on Twitter that Katie Nolan's show got canceled last year on fucking, like, it's a lot of, they don't have the best track record, especially with women of color. They just don't. And it's not. I don't see, if you're ESPN, you got to make this shit right. Like, to me, the more onus is on them. And I ain't talking about breaking the machine. ESPN is ESPN. It ain't going anywhere. The contracts that they have with all these sports and just the able to way that it's, you can't really compete with it. I think the only real competition with ESPN is the digital space. People not tuning into TV and just watching clips online.
Didn't they have an issue with Pat McAfee too? Like, where they said that, like,
if you don't work for ESPN, ESPN has had a problem with you. And I'll say even more than that, Disney has probably had a problem with you.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so
all I know is that I gotta constantly, every fucking 6 months, there's some giant fucking layoff that I gotta go call everybody I know that works for ESPN. Are you good, man? You good? Oh, no, not my department, bro. It's a bunch of other people. I'm just like,
yeah, it's nuts. But glad you're out of there, sir. Glad you're gone. All right.
Thank you.
So, we have the finals now.
Yeah.
The finals that nobody wanted.
What? Everybody predicted this beginning of the season, No,
I mean, when you looked at the conference finals, this is the least favored, desired matchup.
Of course.
At the end of the day, I kind of want, I'll be happy whoever wins. Like, Giannis get one, cool. Chris Paul finally gets one, great. Is anybody else happy about this series? Yes, no?
The only thing that would have pissed me off was if Denver or Utah made it, because neither of those franchises deserve to play in that big a stage.
Have you? That's such a Vernon Maxwell thing to say.
I'm just saying.
I love when he roasts them on Twitter.
Interchangeable ass fucking franchises. Goddamn.
No,
one of y'all had Melo. The other one had Karl Malone.
I would say no Utah. I would be okay with Denver.
You could switch players on those teams after games, and I would never notice.
Denver's too cool a city to have such a forgettable franchise. I'm just saying.
No, the Broncos are there too.
So, that's what I said. Forgettable franchise, like that franchise. It shouldn't be that forgettable. The Broncos are not forgettable. Broncos aren't forgettable. No, they're not. Fuck your Raider ass. What?
Fuck them.
It always comes back to the Raiders. I don't care.
It's just fucking Raiders. Just always got to interject.
Yeah.
That's the team nobody cares about except the fans are stabbing each other for attention.
You okay?
That's ridiculous. Huh?
Aww.
Let me give you a shovel. Sorry, damn, I tongue twisted. I want to give you a shovel for you to dig a trench so you can avoid all the mortars or whatever.
Mortars.
Don't worry about it. We'll talk about you.
Anyway,
cufflinks on the side of the trench, bitch.
Here's my take on the NBA Finals.
Yeah,
two things. Devin Booker's the truth.
Yes.
Chris Paul is the truth.
Yeah.
And if Milwaukee were to win, it would be the worst thing for Giannis's progression in the history of sport because they have an absolute garbage coach who they don't know where to put him. They don't know how to use him. And if he is stuck with that coach because he wins a ring for the next 5 years, we're going to be worse off as NBA fans. We're watching it. Keem, did you eat 8 biscuits? What? It's just all I hear is you choking on some what is it? Did they overcook the potatoes? What is happening? You were clearing your throat like every 4 seconds, and I'm afraid you're going to turn purple and die.
Listen, I got the nuclear wings, and it's taking a toll on me. Okay, so relax. But I just wanted to say,
you're not choking. Finals, that's fine.
I'm not. Right. I think the finals is actually going to be like an interesting chess match.
It's like you're hitting the brakes every 5 seconds.
The finals is going to be an interesting chess match because of the way right now that they're playing Brooke Lopez off the court, basically. And so, like, it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't, because they kind of don't have I don't know if they have enough shooting around Giannis to not have Brooke Lopez on the court, but Brooke Lopez is so bad defensively that the Phoenix is literally hunting him and destroying him. And so, yeah. And so I just think it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
I'm going to give credit. Oh,
Middleton has been playing extremely well. If he doesn't play well, that team is toast.
Yeah, they got to take Brooke off the floor.
I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Bud did change up a lot this last game. I'm not going to deny that. He did try some different things as the game went on. He wasn't so hell-bent or stuck in his ways as I've usually see him as far as not making adjustments. It just sucks that the adjustment didn't necessarily work to get them all the way back. But
you're saying it's a bad adjustment?
No, I'm not saying that we're bad adjustments. I'm just saying that I don't think they have the firepower capable of overcoming. Giannis.
Well, Drew and Chris were better. They do. Like, I feel like Milwaukee's more talented.
They are
more talent.
But I also think, while I've said that Devin Booker has arrived, while I thought Chris Paul, for the most part, was just a facilitator, he's actually been doing some really phenomenal things recently. And outside of Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton is, I wouldn't say he's arrived, but I mean, the train is coming to the station. Like, it's coming.
Double blocks and rebounds. Yes,
yeah, it's looking really good. But I will say, Milwaukee, look, I love that. I think their team is talented, and I always did, and I still think that they have the talent to beat any team. Giannis looked good early, and it didn't look as good as the game went on. And I know that it was up in the air as far as whether or not he was going to play. It was up in the air whether or not they were even being honest about his injury. I will say that it looked like he tried really hard at the beginning, and it might have just crept up on him as the game went on. If that was the case, I really thought that they were just going to sit him and start him game 2. Like, that was my thought process, was just sit his ass for game 1.
When I saw him come in when they were down 20 in the end of the third, beginning of the fourth, I was like,
yeah.
What are you doing? You know how fucked up his knee's going to be going into the next game? Like, just get that shit on ice.
But if Giannis isn't healthy, this thing going to be over quick. I got Suns in 5.
Isn't that the same issue that Brooklyn ran into when they had a chance to rest KD and Harden, but they ended up playing them like 40-some minutes, and then you go to game 7 and KD's like out of gas?
They
didn't have a choice.
They would never have gotten to game 7.
They didn't have a choice because you remember at that point Kyrie was out and Harden was hurt. Harden was just on the court to be on the court.
That was game 5 though. Game 6.
That's when KD saved them in game 5. They went up 3-2.
So game 6, they could have rested KD and just play game 7, right?
Yeah, they could have because they were up 3-2.
They were up 3-2.
KD's insane game was game 5.
Oh, I mentioned that on the pod and y'all told me I was crazy.
Who is y'all?
Right.
I thought it was all of you. I'll find the clip. If I find the clip, I'm going to play it right here.
You're not going to go through it.
I will go through that to prove I'm right.
As soon as I say you're not going, it's like, yeah, he is.
And when there's a blank spot right here, know the K-Dot was wrong.
He's not.
This entire segment is watched. No.
He just acid washes the entire segment.
It just be. We'll get to this segment. It'll just be. This is K-Dot's thoughts on the finals.
He just cuts everyone else out.
All right. So the final topic that we have on the list.
Hold on, who you got winning this thing?
Suns.
How many games?
6.
Suns in 4.
Okay.
No, I know Ryan's saying Suns in 4.
Mm-hmm.
Kim?
Honestly, I have no idea because I think it's really just going to come down to like whoever coaches better. Because last night, like Money played, but like he wiped the floor, but. And if I'm going off of how it's been going, Phoenix in 6, but I want to say Milwaukee should win this finals, but Phoenix is going to win in 6. Dude, that's my opinion.
I kind of feel that. But to me, it's more to do with Giannis's health than it is anything else. I
don't even think that. I think
it's huge. I think Giannis's health
is pulling up and dropping dimes on everybody. He is that they're not losing.
So we're all on the Suns. Cool.
It'd be hot.
Keem, did you get some milk?
I'll be fine. I don't need milk. Okay. Milk?
It does a body good. That was a commercial from like the 90s.
I hate milk so much.
Well, if your mouth's on fire.
I know something else you hate. Kidding?
The Raiders?
No, Dan Snyder.
Illiteracy?
Dan Snyder.
Okay.
Yeah, do you like him?
That was me twice, K-Dot.
Yeah, fucker. All right, so story broke last week. We were supposed to pod, but we didn't. The Washington football team got fined $10 million because their culture was bad.
Is.
Oh, is.
I was just great. Grammar, journalism.
Yeah, I've been fucking up with my grammar today. All right,
my bad. Okay,
also, what's the lady's name? I know her last name, but what's her first name? Miss Snyder.
Tanya.
Okay, so Tanya Snyder has been named co-CEO along with Dan Snyder.
What's that thing that when you get a cut, you put it on it?
Band-Aid. Yep.
There it is.
Yeah. So we saw this and we were like, what the fuck is going on here? And now we know why. So, K-Dot, speak to your team's failures.
I'd like to say Mark Davis's haircut.
You know what's funny? I tell you to speak about your team, and the first thing you do is bring up Mark Davis. Come on.
It's called deflecting. It's a genius
that was
tactic.
The point.
Yeah, go back to your team.
Look, we all knew. I didn't say it on this pod, but when the Tanya Snyder thing came out without context, there was the letter that got released. Which, oh, by the way, they might have leaked something by accident, which is they said in their Washington Football Club. And I know that they've been looking for the trademark for that, so it looks like maybe that name might be sticking. Just sidebar.
Too close to the WF or UFC.
Just saying that there might be some smoke there. But everybody was trying to, and I remember thinking like, yo, Tanya Snyder is known for basically bringing the breast cancer awareness stuff to the National Football League. She's raised over $30 million for the Washington D.C. area as far as what they've been doing, community fundraising, things like that. She is, for the most part, been an exemplary person. She's like really been a good person for the area. But when you know that anything has to do with the team and it's Dan that's leading it, you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt. You knew that there was something else there. Come to find out, the league was basically saying that Dan had to step away from day to day. So what better to do than have your wife take care of everything? And you guys are both going to be on the same page as far as everything goes anyway. So it's bullshit. The $10 million is a slap in the face. Who gives a shit? The idea that Dan, all the statements were so messy. Because his dad's saying that he needs to take a step away. He's going to let Tanya take it. But then he blames the issues that happened in the culture because he wasn't involved enough. So he wants to be more involved. And it's like, I feel as though things are about to get worse. It just feels like things are about to get a whole lot worse. And it sucks because when you read like the Wall Street Journal article, I liked how honest Jason Wright was being. I liked how honest some of the guys in the front office were saying like, yeah, look, when I was getting this job, everybody looked at me like, you don't want to go there. And I thought the same thing until I went and I talked to people and I saw the culture did need to change. As long as you got Bruce Allen still talking about how the culture here is good, fucking moron. Look, Dan Snyder's a piece of shit. Tanya, you've done a lot of great things. I'm not going to call you a piece of shit, but you're married to a piece of shit. And I do still fundamentally love what the organization has done internally over the course of last year. I just also know it's not coming from a place of goodness. It's coming from a place of you have to do it. And that to me is, does the ends justify the means? Do I care how we got here? Kinda. We should. But as long as things end up being better, that's all I really care about as far as the organization. Because I mean, as I've said time and time again on this podcast, to be a Washington football team fan means you're a villain because we are on the wrong side of history, mostly.
And I want to just point out that when that number came out, I was like, okay, but what else? And there was no what else. So basically what they did, they could have taken away draft picks. They could have done whatever.
Did
you
hear what the lawyer said yesterday,
No.
before yesterday? When it came out that Tanya was going to run day-to-day, Dan Snyder's lawyers made sure to mention that he is specifically not suspended from doing day-to-day. He's choosing to step away from day-to-day activity.
Genius. But like the $10 million only is a fuck you to Dan Snyder, and it doesn't impact the team at all. And that I was a little shocked, but it makes more sense the more that I think about it, that the NFL is not going after the players. It's not their fault. It's just going after Dan. It's the right move. Should it have been $10 million and forcibly sell the team? Maybe, but they can only go so far. So,
and fuck them for not releasing the report.
Yeah. That's what $10 million gets you, right?
Yeah, and they also
it was probably Dan calling them, being like, "Hey, for $10 million, I'll step down and don't release the report." And they were like, "Yeah, we need the money."
But I'm only stepping down temporarily, and my wife's gonna run the show.
Hey, man, devil's in the details, right?
The saddest part from this story coming out was, I think it was like one of the main lawyers for all the victims in this situation. It was like, yeah, I have to apologize to them because this is nothing. It's just a bunch of bullshit, and it's like everything that they went through was for nothing.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yep. So
yeah, we got a dance team now. They're not cheerleaders. We got a dance squad, and they're co-ed.
I mean, every dance squad should be co-ed. This, hands down.
This team does some stupid shit. All I know is we're gonna win a division now. Woo! Football.
Win what division? Win what division?
The NFC East.
You mean like in 2 years?
Keem, suck my dick.
No, like I'm serious. I'm serious. Like you think, like you really believe it? Like for this year?
Yeah, I really do.
It's okay. Keem's been eating too many of these nuclear wings or whatever. His brain's a little fried.
I mean, that's I'm flabbergasted.
All right, who do you think will win the division, Keem?
Dallas.
Boo! Boo! This man.
Dallas.
Go eat your wings.
Dallas's offensive line is only getting older, and we have the one thing that destroys a bad offensive line. And if you get pressure to a quarterback, guess what they can't do? Throw the ball. Guess what Dallas doesn't have? A defense. I'm just saying.
I would bet you $200 that Dallas finishes higher than whatever Washington finished.
Deal.
You take it both. You take it both of it.
I just want your 200.
We got it. $200. Washington finish.
You don't want to be $400 richer, just $200.
Let's do $250 a piece then.
I'm down. Sign me up.
That's $500. Oh shit. Okay. All right.
It's okay. ESPN won't give him internet, but I'm sure they're paying him.
He ain't there.
Oh, you ain't there no more? Good.
I thought didn't you just say he works for the one in Charlotte?
I'm here till 2 weeks and 2 days from today.
So he's still employed by the mouse.
Tell him.
We'll take your
salary. When you gonna tell them
for the next 2 weeks?
Oh no, I put in my notice. Notice.
Yeah, as long as they know.
Oh, they know.
Okay. You want the episode to come out, you be like, what?
Oh, so in like 3 weeks we get the really juicy shit, or did you have to sign an NDA? Let's go.
All right. So, great episode, guys. Final thoughts. Keem, I don't know why, but early in the episode, you gave a final thought.
Yeah, I saw that.
I wanted to interrupt you. I was like, yo, that's your final thought? The pod ain't over.
I realized it when I said it. I didn't mean it as my final thought. But I was like, oh, yeah. they might think that it's the final thought. I was like, I should have said that.
I see. Second final thought. Go ahead.
Oh, man. Been a lot more Lamar Jackson talk on the timeline. Some more like rankings have come out, and they're saying he's barely top 10. All I want to say is just can't wait until the season is over.
Wasn't it there's your people at PFF that you subscribe to?
Yes, I'm done with them.
Subscription canceled.
And I would say PFF says that there's one franchise whose roster has had the biggest improvement from last year to this year. Just happens to be the Washington football team. Just throwing it out there.
So they're wrong twice. Got it.
Motherfucker, you still paying PFF. You name dropped them earlier this episode. You can't get bullshit. Fucking hypocrite.
Hey, all I need is the Athletic now. I'm cool.
Still getting PFF money. God damn it, I fucking hate their Lamar takes, but they do football so good.
They do. And
all right,
can you come back to me? I'm debating something.
Go ahead, Ryan.
So this weekend in sports is one for the ages. We got Wimbledon finals. We got the Euro finals. We got the Copa America finals. And we have McGregor versus Dustin Poirier trilogy fight 3 on fucking Saturday.
I might go.
I will be drunk from Friday. I'm going to go 2 p.m., but if I'm driving, it's not 2 p.m. It's later than that until like Monday. We're going to go 2 p.m., but if I'm driving before that, I'm not still drunk from Sunday. This is like, I don't know if anybody saw it, but the Argentina game last night in Copa America was probably one of the greatest finishes.
Yeah.
With Messi taunting the kid who missed.
No, you ain't mean it.
Yeah, because Messi is over it. He's over it. He just wants to win with his country. I think McGregor's ready for this particular fight. He looks ready.
Mm-hmm.
He's back to being cocky, and he wasn't last time. He got his face beat in. So it's just gonna be a great weekend. And shout out, what's her name? Emma Raducanu, the young British tennis player who got way farther than anybody thought, and then she had to retire for a medical issue. I've never been more excited to watch women's tennis this year than watching her, because that was a lot of fun to watch her do very well in a tournament she wasn't expected to do anything in. So I hope she gets better. Don't listen to the critics if you happen to watch this for some reason.
All right, K-Dot.
Yeah, I thought I was going to go like deep with my final thought, but I just realized I'm not going to.
It's super late.
Yeah. A24 Studio House production company. They make amazing movies. They've got a movie that is coming out with Dev Patel, The Green Knight. If you haven't checked out the trailer, I strongly suggest you check out the fucking trailer. It looks amazing. Tonight, I think I'm going to fire up Saint Maud, which is a horror movie that came out, but it was over COVID, so I'm not entirely sure what was happening as far as the release, but I think I'm going to check that out. But A24, their entire roster of movies, if you haven't checked them out, you probably should.
They're uncut gems.
Uncut gems.
They have a lot of gems.
Hereditary, one of my absolute favorite, Midsommar. I actually own a limited edition collector's copy of Midsommar because I am a huge Ari Aster fan. And I've been watching a lot of movies recently. Just watch movies. Oh, Lion. I watched Lion for the first time the other day. I don't know why I waited that long to watch that movie. It was a phenomenal.
I still haven't seen it.
It's such a good movie. The final act's a little but mostly
send me movies to watch because I don't have time to get into TV shows because I got like an hour to myself per day and I wasted it with you fucks. But when I do have time, it's usually like just enough for a movie before I fall asleep. So if you got movie recommendations, especially UK because you seem to have a bunch, holler at me. I'm not saying you don't have good movies, Keem. I'm just saying you haven't sent me.
I know. It was just like especially you. Like I expressed interest in the same production.
Well, then send me fucking movies then. Jesus, cool. I'm tired. Leave me alone. Go back to your fucking wings.
Likes the Fast and Furious guys in space, though.
Yes, I'm DTF. Dom Toretto's family.
All right. Problem. My final thought.
Oh, Boys in the Hood's a better movie than Menace Society.
That's problematic. We'll deal with that next episode.
Yeah. My final thought. Saturday, there's a game.
Fuck ass.
Argentina versus Brazil. Yeah.
I forgot to write down the last timestamp. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Did you? But it was you sound like a command. Fuck ass. Like fuck ass.
Like control shift.
Yeah.
It seems like every time.
Go rabbit. Fuck ass.
I'm sorry, James. James, go ahead.
Okay. This is probably Messi's last chance to win a major trophy for Argentina. There's been a whole wave of people that do not want to give Messi the crown of being the best footballer ever because he hasn't won a major trophy for Argentina. I think it's the dumbest fucking shit in the world, but it's what they do. So this is his last chance, really, in my opinion. And he actually has a fucking goalkeeper now. Who talk shit. If you guys could read the transcripts of what he was telling all the Colombian players before they took penalties, it was great. He's like,
I'm gonna eat you alive. What?
Yeah, he's like, look me in my eye, look me in my eye, look me in my eye. And yeah, seeing Messi like go at Yerry Mina after he missed a pen, and he looked at him, he's like, dance now, motherfucker. Because every time he always celebrates by dancing and shit. He was like, yeah, dance now, motherfucker. It was great.
Re-listening to that, it could be problematic, but given the history,
it could be, but the fact is they played together at Barcelona. Messi knows him, and he's known for dancing, and he was dancing like the whole time. So it is like everybody knows what the fuck he was talking about. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough test because Brazil is fucking strong. We'll see what happens.
It's gonna be a good game though. Vamos Argentina.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be I think maybe 2 red cards.
Oh yeah, they don't like each other.
We'll see. And Gabriel Jesus isn't playing, right? Because he karate kicked somebody in the previous game, I believe.
In the face.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. And the Copa will be better than Euros finals. That's all.
No.
Yeah.
It's coming home. Yeah. It's coming home.
I mean, if it does, whatever, but still.
It's coming home. All right. I love all of you. I got to go prepare so people don't go to jail tomorrow.
Yo, fuck soccer and making me have to work twice as hard this week because all the bars are doing shit for these stupid ass soccer matches. Soccer sucks a dick. If you didn't know, now you know because my ass told you.
Yeah, you know what it's not doing? It's not fucking leaving. All right.